Hey guys, how's it going? Jason Stational here. Welcome back to the channel, where today we're featuring one of my personal favorite aggro decks, and this is Nightfall Aggro. This is a classic Nightfall Aggro deck starring Diana and Nocturne. This deck has always pretty much been around, just in a lot of differing variants throughout the metas. I think most popular, when it was at its most popular, it was when this one card, Stalking Shadows, if I can just find it really quickly. When Stalking Shadows was 2 mana, this deck was pretty good. It ran 3 copies of this, and it just cycled so much, drew a lot of units and things like that. But now that once Stalking Shadows got nerfed to 3 mana, this deck sort of fell out of popularity. There's always a few like one tricks that really heavily play it. A few people really love playing this deck. I do too. I find it to be a very intricate kind of deck. It's definitely up there for the most fun aggro decks out there, including like Ekko Zillion and then Nightfall. Those are probably like my top 2. Just because I think the playstyle of this deck is so unique, being able to cheat out spell mana to unit mana with a card like Lunari Dustbringer through the Dust Petal of Dust is, I think, one of the most interesting mechanics within this game. The idea of converting spell mana into unit mana is so interesting, because everything sort of falls together, right? You want to Nightfall out a lot of your cards within this deck, and you get a bank mana going into your turn, so maybe you want to open your turn with like a spell plus a unit, and that'll act like a Nightfall trigger, and being able to use that spell mana with a card like Lunari Dustbringer is so insane. The second factor is, I think, Nocturne's level up is probably also one of the most unique level up factors of any champion within Legends Runeterra. Once Nocturne levels up, all of your units have Fearsome. And if you've been following this channel for the past week or so, you'll know that I've been really praising the Fearsome keyword to be very powerful. In addition, Nocturne also gets to give opponents -1 this round, so to even capitalize harder on this Fearsome mechanic, Nocturne does that very well. But this deck synergizes so well with Nocturne in the sense that once you set up in a swing, you have a Nocturne swing leveling going in, you can pretty much just bully out your opponent out of most things, and even if they do have a Fearsome blocker, you have the newly buffed Diana to just hook it in and then challenge the only Fearsome blocker while killing it at the same time. Because once Diana levels up, she becomes a house of a challenger. This card can easily be seen as a 7/3 challenger, taking down even like the most beefiest units with her pure value. And this deck just feels very good. I think one more interesting variant of this deck in particular, this version is the version I took off of Doombeast Dinah, a very good EU player that loves this deck, is just how many 1-drops there are. I think with a lot of aggro decks within this current meta, you have to go very aggressively, and this deck is running 12 1-drops, including 3 Fading Memories that can use onto cards like the Flight or Stygian Outlooker, as well as Heaven's Align to get more cards and early triggers. You've noticed we cut cards like Stalking Shadows. This costs 3 mana to draw, does very little for very slow tempo, and we have also cut Crescent Guardian. This card was pretty good, pretty much universally run in all Nightfall decks, but recently I think a 3 mana card within this deck type is just way too slow. And so like we basically curve out on 2 mana, where we have Diana and Lunari Shadestalker. Any unit above that is Doombeast, which is really good in our deck because we can play so many of them, and Nocturne. This deck is just so great. I love it. You get a spew out board, you get such synergistic value out of your cards, you get a lot of burn potential with the Doombeast, with Onto Dusk, with Fading Memories. You have so many different ways you can play this deck, and I just love how this deck all comes together. It's definitely a deck that I kind of keep to myself how much I like, but I feel like it's so good in how it works that it's a little unfortunate that it's not as good within the current meta, but I did have a bit of success on that with Ladder. I want to showcase with you guys just how cool this deck really is, and if you can play it, you master it yourself, I'm sure you'll have a good time climbing as well. Just be careful you don't run into too many control decks, like any deck running Withering Wail. You probably just want to cry yourself to sleep. But outside of that, this beats up other aggro decks. You can outrace like slow mid-range decks. It has a lot of potential to do really cool things. So I really urge you guys to try this one out as well. So without further ado, I'll leave you guys with some games. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Oh boy. Um. Huh. Well then, this could be a little bit tough, huh? We really need like a get aggressive fast. The issue is like go hard just gets rid of our Stygians, which is actually a really big deal. But Solar Soldier on 2 at least is okay. Ugh, how do I play out this hand? Diana. Diana can be really good as challenge, but right now my curve's looking a little awkward. So like I could just like pedal out the Diana, but I'm not super convinced that's that good. Going wide is also acceptable. The issue is if he plays like Ahri, suddenly my trades are really awkward. I do have like the Unspeakable Horror, which can potentially allow me to like ping down an Ahri. We'll see what he does. Plays Ahri. I have a question whether or not I want to play the second one. I do have a Nightfall activator. I can always use Diana as a Nightfall activator. So what am I doing next turn? Next turn I potentially need 4 mana. I'll just swing here, deal 5, I guess. Recall. It's quite annoying. So that's the reason I should have developed this. I would have dealt extra 2 damage. But there's no guarantee that he would not block. Pale. Pale's pretty good. Let me just go like really wide here, right? Kind of want to pass. If he plays Ahri, I can go this. Yeah. So now I have Pale, and you can't attack into me anymore. Yeah, I didn't think so, buddy. And now I can go into Diana, right? So this turn I have 6 mana allowing me to do this plus Pale or plus Unspeakable. Seems alright. Just turn on the pressure. I have 2 draw in my hand, and these need to find me something insane. So the good news is he can't like homecoming on the dancing. It's quite annoying. Probably just go for the droplet here. And then we have like a decent swing as well. And I should have waited, because like then now he can block with Ahri. It's a little bit silly. Yeah, I shouldn't have let him block with Ahri here. I should have just waited. That was silly of me. These newbies aren't playable, unfortunately. So ideally we find something to play here. That's a really good card. We're still applying a lot of pressure here. Pass. It's kind of weird. What is he passing for? I kind of want to take the pass back here. Like, our development's not good. Okay. Pretty decent.
The moon is our queen, the night her kingdom.
Was it another Unspeakable? My mind. No, it's not. But I do have another Unspeakable here. Another Concussive. Okay. And we can just play this and go under him, right? Double Palm, quite annoying. But again, he can't like spend 4 mana this turn, otherwise his Ahri dies. So he's pretty locked out of doing specific things.
Unseen, unheard, the new moon conceals you from our foes.
And there's nothing that like blocks these favorably, and there's nothing that blocks these favorably, right? Besides like his tail. But like he's presumably needing to like bounce his tail to even have a chance. His hand feels really bricked, so like potentially like 6 drops and stuff. Blocking with Ahri, probably has like a second Ahri in hand, which is could also be like a twin. I assume it's more like homecoming. I mean, that's just worth fighting for. It either burns like a twin, which is really good for us, or it's like a deny, which would stink. What is a deny at the very least? We don't get our draw, which sucks, but we gave him a deny, but it like used up a lot of his mana and we have a very favorable board state. Whereas his development and progression is very slow. Oh, Jesus Christ, what a draw. Yeah, he's just, like, these are potentially, like, 6-drops. Maybe there's, like, a God Willow, but his hand is just so awkward here. Go hard. The funny thing is we've not played, like, a single, you know, like, a single unit for him just, like, kill with the go hard. I think we're still supposed to pass here, though, instead of developing this Doom Beast.
I go where the winds blow. For now.
Yep.
There's always a way out.
Yeah, he needs blockers here.
The forest and I are one.
Is it worth playing this here? Doesn't do us anything for our attack, so let's say no. Doesn't mean you can't, like, deny this, but... Oh, Jesus. I mean, that's lethal in hand, right?
Ready to run.
So, like, we'll just see what he's up to. Okay, fair enough. It's kind of an interesting, like, matchup, because usually we have, like, early pressure with Stygians, like, really get him. But those would die to go hard normally. But in this case, we just had like a bunch of the 2-3 elusives, which I think this game did well to show just like that power level being able to trade. I slowed down his development, especially that turn where he went Ahri Droplet and I just played the 2-3 elusive and I could represent Pale was so powerful that it just like really slowed him down. Where, you know, like go hard was actually kind of bricked in his hand. So interesting. Such an interesting game. Ooh. We have to go really fast and really wide. So like Stygian, Stygian, Stygian is kind of like the ideal plan here. The question is, are any of these even fast enough? I might keep Dunebreaker, but like Nocturne I think way too slow. Oh, his hand's not good. I need something fast to fix his hand.
Flowers upon my blade.
That is not something fast.
Come hither, you beasts of glory.
Siobhan on turn 3 probably just seals the deal. Like, I just don't have any way of interacting with it. Pass. It's so bad. It's so bad. Even if he has like Screeching Dragon, we're not very happy either. We'll just do this to try to kill this. Like, it's most likely the Screeching Dragon this turn. Ideally, he has nothing. Oh wow, really?
Our time.
Very interesting. What if we do here? No. Because, like, say he Sharp Sights. But, like, he doesn't have a Screeching Dragon? Wow, really? What is his hand? His hand is so bad. Okay, playable. Charger's really good.
Calm mind and open heart greet the night.
Like, if you're just gonna pass again, buddy. It's like double Sharp Sight, I don't really care. You just have spells in hand that are bricked.
On the horizon.
I fight for the fallen.
So I have two It's not quite enough, unfortunately. His hand is still very awkward. Maybe I just want another flight. But I kind of want to flip Nocturne. Can't really do that, unfortunately. Like, we have another Nocturne hand. I don't think I'm that afraid of developing this turn. You could potentially have Judgment, which is definitely an area of concern. And we can't deal with Judgment, unfortunately. He most likely has Judgment, huh? Unfortunately, like, only one onto dust doesn't quite do it. Like, we could do something like Suspect and just attack like this. Because, like, he for sure has Judgment. What's, like, the halfway point? We let him Judgment these guys? And just call it a day? No, that's fine. Let's say he just has Judgment. Ah, then we should have played this. Well, I wouldn't know he passes, huh? It's really bizarre. Sure. I think the worst part of this is I don't get any progression for Nocturne. Playable. And cyclable. So I can start actually cycling cards in my hand, which is really helpful. And he just has nothing to do here. So his hand is, say, what? Eclipse, Ace Soul, Judgment. Dead cards. It's insane how dead his hand is. I do want that to have elusive. We're not really like changing the fact that he got Judgment, but we just want to like Cygnus, right? Like that's our plan. So you can still sharp sight Judgment, I guess. We'll see what he wants to do. Huh.
You cannot hold us down.
Happy blocking.
We will resist.
Force out a sharp sight here if we can. Cycle a card as well. If we can force out a sharp sight here, that's sick, because then he can't sharp sight Judgment us. Not that he could. Oh, he still could. Okay. I mean, he thinks he's safe holding Judgment.
Unseen, unheard.
So as long as he taps under Judge, or like, as long as he spends more than like, what? I don't know, 2 mana this turn? 3 mana? He can't spend 3 mana, otherwise he dies. But I kind of need to put him in a position where he's actually dying. Oh, he can't do it anymore.
I swore my loyalty to Jarvan himself.
I think his Dunzo's here then. Because he can't sharp sight Judgment me.
It is in the nature of moon and stars.
So as long as I don't attack with these guys, I should just be fine.
Give me.
I got so lucky just didn't have Siobhan on turn 3, goddamn. Even like double strike spell doesn't do it. Strafing. Strafing. We should cast this now. Just because it's the Nocturne spell. And we need to cash in now if we want to kill him. Okay, he's dead then. Nice. I don't think he's on Guiding Touch. If he is, that's a little bit unfortunate for sure. But I don't suspect he's on Guiding. What a weird game this was. Cygnus draw absolutely huge. Hey, Nocturne. Yep, do you have Guiding Touch, buddy? Nice. Wow, yeah, we got really lucky there. Hand super bricked, but sometimes expect of his deck. They sometimes just like brick out like that. Come on. There we go. What, the Yetis? Yetis is an interesting one because once they drop their Yetis, we suddenly just like lose our ability to attack, right? So again, we either have the elusive game plan or the beat down early game plan. I actually like the elusive, but it's just not playable on turn 2. So maybe I like ditch it for something else. It's playable on turn 3 potentially. That might just be fine enough. Okay, fight fading is good. Are you supposed to play flight turn 1, not attack with it, turn 2 fading flight into Lunari? It's kind of interesting. It's actually really interesting because of how heavily I favor the elusives. Like, I might play flight turn 1 and not attack. And then on turn 3 I can replay flight. This might be really bizarre, but I think this is fine.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
Such an interesting line, just because I think elusives are so key in this matchup. Like, I don't think he has a good way of just dealing with this flight. Unless he like runs like a random avalanche, but other than that, I feel pretty confident. If he runs avalanche, then like fair play. He got me. But like, look at what these elusives are doing. No way. Calling? Okay. Calling's fine. And cause like we're gonna draw 2 more flights in our next 2 draws, right? We'd have to be a little bit careful of like Reckoning, but he just has no way of getting Yetis down. And if he has no units, then we can actually attack. Because like our next draw is another... Ooh. Okay, that's annoying. So we have to now recognize the fact that he could like Reckoning us, which is definitely scary. How scary is it? So let's say we play something. I don't want to play this because if he Reckonings, he really gets us. But like we're never attacking with these guys anyway. So let's say he plays Reckoning, we still get a push 3. Seems okay. If he doesn't Reckoning now, then he probably just doesn't have it. Seems really greedy to not just like snap Reckoning here. Really. Sure. Okay. I'm not gonna respect it. If he's gonna pass there, I'm not gonna respect it. Damn. I don't know, that seemed really bizarre from him. I guess he knew I had it, but like, yeah, well, he got us. Fair play. Like, that was really devastating. But like, I took a chance. Hope he didn't have it, but he did have it. So that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. This doesn't trade, I mean, it does trade, but trading is not good enough here, unfortunately. Yeah. Like, yeah, we lost that Reckoning for sure, but like, was that something like I was hoping to play around? I don't know. I guess Troll Chant, we can't block. We can't do anything here, realistically. Once he gets an 8 down, we just like lose. Yeah. We'll just concede here. I guess 2 of them. Oh, he has 3 of them, okay. Yeah, like fair play. He had Reckoning. We chose to play into it because we thought he didn't have it.
Only the finest serve.
We just find Cygnus here. Always Cygnus. Moonlight. Moonlight's close. If he didn't have all these units, maybe we actually stood a chance. It's kind of funny. Do we stand a chance? No. Everything's fearsome blocker. We can also have like another calling or like a troll chant now. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. We played into the Reckoning when we could have not chose to. We took a read that he didn't have it, but got punished because he did have it. It sucks a little bit. I still like our line of play, like the turn 1 flight, not attack with it. I thought that was really key. He just had the answers to it, which was a little unfortunate. Renrag. And this is probably some like really control-y deck. Most likely like the Shellfolk deck of the past. I suspect this to be like a pretty bad matchup unless we can go really wide really quickly. It's not really what I had in mind. I really want Stygians. Stygians are like the key to everything. So Stygian here would be insane. Our attack 2 is really good. It's not really the card I'm looking for. But like Lunari Soldier on turn 2 as a 3/3 is still really good. Sigyn's still at least not the worst. Nocturne.
Raise your weapons, Sunwood.
You shouldn't have like a unit to block this. Yep.
Astounding curiosities lie ahead.
So we deal 3 at least to a deck that can't heal. Unless he got like a Death Ray.
Persistence is key.
Really? No way, Death Ray? Okay, group shot. That sucks. That's really good for him because, well, he saved himself a lot of health. Stygian, huh? So we could like pedal out Nocturne and go for an attack because realistically he doesn't have a good way of answering it. The issue is I do want to develop into next turn, right? How do I do that? This is really awkward because we can't really do what we want to do. Because like next turn I want to get Nocturne. I don't need a Nightfall Nocturne next turn, I guess. But I don't want to like, how do I activate Fate? How do I do anything this turn is the question. So I have 2 activators, right? So I can go, but I can't play Nocturne Blizz this next turn if I use a Dust Petal. So like I could like fading his Conchologist and play Doom Beast. But that's 2 less damage, potentially made up by the fact we get a Conchologist. We need to make sure this doesn't die though so we can onto Dusk it. This is a little bit interesting. Diana. Does that change anything? So this lets us like onto Dust the Doom Beast if we want to. Means we're not playing Nocturne this turn, which I kind of do want to play because it's kind of awkward for him to deal with. No, like Sump Fumes is an answer to it. But yeah, if we attack, no, because we're getting this vulnerable, right? We'll just do this to soft pass, see what's up, because we gotta make this vulnerable and challenge it. We're just gonna go crashing down on him. Worst case scenario, he has like Valfeast plus Sump Fumes. That's like the perfect answer to this board. If he doesn't have it, then he's kind of in trouble. If he has it, that's insane for him. Like, it's so insane if he has it. I've played this like a good amount of my time, and that's just like a really common line to take. And it just cleans up boards so nicely here that would just really hurt. Looks like he has it too, which sucks. So if we think he has it, we could do this. That just doesn't seem correct though. Like if he has it, he has it. We should just actually force him to have it. It is another 2-card combo. But like me knowing this deck, I think he has it. Timeminder Mystic. Okay, so very similar line. Still had it though. He had to discard like a real card at least. Discard an Aftershock. Okay. Could have went worse, could have went better. Second Nocturne really good. I would like for him to not prank this.
Is an act of passion.
I don't know if he would play to prank it now. Okay, 4 mana do nothing. Very happy to see. I think we'll just wait till next turn to do it. Stygian. Shroud.
Let us take a peek.
I can shroud my Nocturne. That's kind of crazy. I do need to cash this in soon. Very, very soon.
It's
tried to blind me with resplendor,
Shroud is so
but it
nuts.
could not break me.
Because his deck has hard time dealing with Fearsomes. Like, if he has to, like, play a Vi here just to block, then, I mean, it just dies to Diana. This is kind of like a wombo combo, really. This wombo combo is insane. Because my Nocturne's flipping out as well. Holy crap, this is so insane. He didn't have the Pokestick plus Sump Fumes, and he has to have it again. Wow. If he plays a Fearsome blocker, just gets pulled by Diana. Wow, this is insane. And we still get a, like, Onto Dusk to draw and then push 2 again. This exact hand state is insanely incredible. So Sump Fumes is active. He gets Sump Fumes by Diana. But that means he can't play a blocker. Oh, baby. I'm sorry, buddy. So we do this.
I will be
We do this. And is he dead? So if we pull, he's at 3 versus where we can just like do this. Yeah, I don't mind not killing it. Wow, what an insane turn. This was so cool. I love this turn. Like, he was forced to play that Vi, right? Like, he had to. But it would die to Diana. Wow, so insane. So now he's just dead to Onto Dusk. Assuming A, Doombeast doesn't die. And, like, he'd have to, like, open Mystic Shot this. He can't give me priority at all, otherwise he dies. Okay, I guess he lose. that giving everything, like, -1 is so funny, too. Such an insane game. This game was so cool. I love Nightfall as a deck. It just has such interesting lines. Another Doombeast to top it off. Wow, crazy game. So crazy. Actually so crazy. First one. Ekko Zillion. This one can be a little bit tough, potentially. We do have a very heavy 1-drop eccentric game plan, and they could get like a Time Bomb or a Crystal. We're just looking for 1-drops here. We have like 12 1-drops in our deck. Lovely. Ooh, we gotta go double Stygian, potentially, on our turn 3 attack. I wonder if that's good. Trying to trade here. So he does have the Crystal now, which if he ever gets it, we kind of just fold. Really can't deal with Crystal. It's a little unfortunate. Doesn't get it, which is good.
When we look ahead, we know how to prepare.
Ooh, Diana. Could have also potentially like played Diana into Stygian, but leaving us the opportunity to, you know, get a second Stygian down seems really good. And now we still have the opportunity to play Diana. Although we probably won't unless he actually gives us something to challenge. Okay. I can always use Diana as like a Nightfall activator on a following turn. Seems fine. That damage was really important though. Okay. He hasn't predicted, his Echo's not flipped, which is really good for us.
Never had luck, never needed it.
Okay. We can just play Nocturne here. And the next turn we can play Diana plus X. We can even use like Nocturne's ability if we really want to. Nocturne is flipping next turn, which is kind of crazy. Can we just win next turn? It's very close. Not quite, but it is close. I think we hit like another Stygian or like another Fading Memory. We're just like really insane here. It's not bad either. This flips Diana if we need to.
rises.
Okay.
Darkness hides in my
wonder how this works with a Diana at 3 out of 4. Because the Nightfall... So Nightfall's first, and then it procs, right? In worst case scenario, I can just, like, Unspeakable. Whoa, Merciless Hunter. Not quite what I was expecting, for sure. We can let Nocturne die here as long as we kill Ekko. I think that's the main important part.
Face your heretic.
We can't save here. If we had like 2 onto Dusk, that was a possibility. Okay. With second Nocturne in hand, I feel pretty comfortable. We can get a little bit more value with like the Unspeakable Hordes if we need to as well. It's probably fine. I don't know if he can lose his Ekko here. I expect like something out from this. Trying to hit the Crystal. He can't play Crystal. Trying to level Ekko. Like a Scarring Sands. I have ways of rebuffing. So even if you have Scarring Sands level Ekko here, that's totally fine. Yep. And if this even if this doesn't work like I think it should, I still have Unspeakable Horde to trade up. But I think what's gonna happen here is just gonna go up to... It's gonna go to 1, and then it's gonna +2, so it's gonna go to 3. If this interaction works how I think it works, this should go to 3. Yeah, it looks like it's working how I think it should. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We'll say this next turn for like Unspeakable. Head on board. No more Ekko. Things look really good right here. Heaven's Line also great card to use as a trigger. Second Ekko. I'm just gonna go wide here. He doesn't have mana to do anything this turn. Nothing meaningful at the very least. We can take this damage. Okay. Because he only has 2 mana left, I don't think there's anything scary he could realistically do. And he still has a very lack of fearsome blockers. So like worst case scenario, he hits like Crystal. He doesn't, so no worry there, but... Second Fallen Feline. We'll just shoot this. Okay. Diggin'. Not quite. Oh. That's fine. Like, these guys don't die, and he has no fearsome blockers. But that's a little bit annoying, for sure. Oh, that's really annoying. Wow. What a crazy outcome for him. 3 heavens aligned. Doom Beast. Doesn't do anything. So we're pushing, what, 2 damage here? I want to use the next one as a Nightfall proc. Why is he playing Thermo Beam now? Interesting card choices from his side for sure. Might as well be... We'll pretend we have Pale. Wow, yeah, that was disgusting. He's gonna get there eventually. He's gonna get there because A, he got the Crystal, B, Diana dies. Yeah, this is not the outcome I would have liked. Oh, he has 2 blockers. Yeah. But now that he's used his Resolver, maybe he doesn't have lethal. So like I have potentially some sustain. It's gonna be a little bit rough now. Yeah, it stinks.
We will be free.
Alright, I'm looking for something here. Onto Dusk. So we'll go Heaven's Line into Onto Dusk. And then we're only 2 mana or 2 damage short. It's gonna be a little bit tough to get the last bit there. We're so close. Another unit is also fine, assuming he doesn't have like a blocker. We should play this first though.
Gotta find a gift for Renekton. Right, Arda?
Oh, that's lethal. Whew, what a top deck. What a top deck. We shouldn't die here. Oh, yeah, he's going for value. And we have block, and we have lethal. And we can play this before he can ruin his path, which is also huge. So he can't heal here. And then we get lethal. Sick. And I think there's no interaction with his side.
Sisters.
Because like ruin his path is slow speed, even if he wants to heal. He can't kill us. Nice. Big win. Big win.